Hi, I'm Lesley Logan. I'm here at my Pilates studio in Los Angeles, and I'm back with another collaboration with Andrea Maida Pilates. This time, the struggle is real, the long stretch series. The whole series? Someone asked for the whole series. Okay, so this series is a struggle, I think, at least one exercise, if not all of them, for most of us. There's just so much going on here. So I'm going to go over each exercise, kind of like 1 to 2 reps of each one, and then we're going to break down some of the things you can do in other parts of the room. It's a discussion, so stick with it because there's a lot going on in this one, right? But we have 2 springs on. If you're a glutton for punishment, go ahead and do 1. 2 is better. This is going to be really a lot easier. Head rest up, sticky pad on your headrest. The best way to get into the long stretch series is when you go into your long stretch, be in your long stretch already, right? And then you're going to push out and pull in. And the hardest thing about the long stretch series is the wrist placement and not making it an arm exercise. This is a leg exercise. So my center and my legs are reaching this carriage out and in, right? And then I'm going to lower both knees down at the same time for the down stretch. Notice where I'm placing my wrists. They're not here on the front. They're on the other side where they could feel like they slip off. I'm going to press my hips forward, open my chest, and then I reach my heels back and in. So again, my legs are doing a lot of the reaching, and they're also doing a lot of the resisting. And then for the up stretch, a lot of people like to go here. I promise you the struggle is less real if you distribute the weight evenly, and then when you push your legs back, you lift your ribs up. So I don't put this into pieces. It's ribs up, I push my legs out, and then I bring that whole shape in. Okay, if you're really interested in doing the combo, this one I do on 1 spring, because I've got the Contrology springs on here, and they're pretty intense for me. So I push out, you have to control it, because you'll fly, and then I pull forward, try to close the springs, press out, lift the ribs, and then close the spring, right? So you're not falling anywhere in your body. You have to continue to reach through your hands and through your legs from your seat and your back. Then elephant, I love this exercise, but I'm terrible at it. So the struggle is really real for me, elephant style, but you keep lifting those ribs up and then reaching your lower back through your feet. For arabesque, I actually don't do that typically. I do teach it a lot to people who need it. But for me and for most people, I do the 1 leg elephant with a leg parallel because it helps with your tendon stretch with the leg to the back in the future. So I'm holding this leg up from my center and my seat, right? So I'm not taking the leg in and making it get me out of my back. I'm going to reach it, and my leg is actually helping me connect more and more to my center. And if you're not sure if you're connected to your center, just take the opposite arm off and try to do it. Okay, then for the long back stretch, this is the one that most people like to skip, but it is still part of the series. This is not an arm exercise. It's a booty exercise. So when you go down right here, I'm going to lift my hips up. I'm going to bring it in. So when I go down, I'm reaching my hips forward, and then I reverse it again. My hips push forward. So my arms are kind of just here to go along with the whole wild ride. Okay, so that was a lot, right? I do have every single one of those exercises separate in their own video over on onlinepilatesclasses.com. So if you want to see each one in more detail, definitely watch each one in its own video. But we're talking about the struggle is real long stretch series. So how do you make the series less of a struggle? Honestly, I would take the push-up devices if you have them. If you don't have the push-up devices, you can take some pretty intense like weights where there's space and like set them up and go on a mat where you don't have a moving piece of apparatus. And you can take your feet on sliding discs or a towel, and you can slide back and forth, and you'll feel how much your center has to work and how much you have to keep your seat together. So you could do the long stretches version that way. I also would get on your winded chair and practice the arm presses. I don't know the name of them, but you sit in front of the chair, like 1 or 2 springs on, and you do these arm presses, because I think it'll really help you get strong and connected to this spot here, which is what you need for your long back stretch. I would also on the Cadillac do your long back arms, because that's going to be really essential. And I would definitely on your Cadillac do your reverse push through, so you can just really learn to open the chest and connect to the arms. But I also would practice your leg pulls on your mat. It's going to be really, really helpful. I would practice your shoulder bridges on your mat. You've got to learn how to open the hips. On the one chair, table, going to be so essential for opening the hips, connecting to the center, and working the back of your legs. So for down stretch, it won't be this like foreign thing where you have to press back with your legs, because your legs will be used to doing the pedal, pushing down and up from the back of your legs. For your up stretch and your elephant, pull-ups on the one chair without leaning too far forward. I promise you, we've done Struggle is Real on the pull-ups. They're essential for teaching the elephant and the up stretch. Also, practice your 100. If you keep falling with your chest back in your 100, or your double straight leg stretch even, or any part of your ab series, if your chest keeps falling back when you're doing those, it's going to be pretty impossible to do the up stretch, because you're now against gravity. Your guts are like hanging towards gravity. So I would really practice that 100 and ab series, keeping that longest flexion without losing it while the limbs are doing different things, and it will totally change this. And then if all else fails, do your stomach massage. All of your stomach massage will help you with your long stretch series. I promise, promise, promise. So you don't have to do the whole series every single time. You can just start with one and get really, really good at it. But notice where you lose it. If you're feeling things in your wrists or your shoulders, it's because you're not connected to your back. If you're feeling things in your lower back, it's because you're not connected to your seat, right in your center. So just do a little check-in with that. I hope I gave you enough homework to make the Struggle on the long stretch series less real. And make sure you check out Andrea Maida Pilates video this week, because I know she's going to have tons of tips for making this struggle less real for you. Also, subscribe to both of our channels and you'll never miss a video from us. I'm Lesley Logan. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.